cameras were there just last month as more than 20 law enforcement agencies conducted a human trafficking bust. Agents recovering 60 at-risk children.
The majority were being trafficked. The 8 people that we arrested, it wasn't just a child. Some of them had multiple children working for them. You know, in the old days, we used to call these people pimps. Now we call them human traffickers, but they're criminals.
And now a groundbreaking new report reveals Florida has one of the highest rates of human trafficking in the country, a crime that's often hidden.
Florida kind of carries as a state about every risk marker that can increase your risk for trafficking.
The report by the University of South Florida's TIP lab collected data from 30 agencies over the last year and found that within the state, more than 500,000 people have been exploited in labor trafficking and 200,000 in sex trafficking. The report also found minors make up half of the population being sex trafficked. Associate Director of the USF TIP Lab, Shelley Wagers, is part of the team that developed the report and says it's a first of its kind in the nation.
The challenge was getting data unsiloed and all the data in one place. And what allowed that to happen was the state legislation in 2023 and the governor signing the law that mandates all these organizations put the data in one place.
A devastating lightning strike ignited a fire that ripped through a Citrus County home in minutes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh Benson.
And I'm Stacy Scheibel. That family lost everything, including their pets. But amid the ashes, what survived is giving them unexpected strength. News Channel 8's Georgia MacArthur joins us. She's outside that home live. Georgia.
Stacy and Josh, if you take a look behind me, you can see just how bad the damage is. The home is all boarded up and the roof is nearly caved in, but the family tells me it may be devastating, but what was left behind is not just a miracle, it's a message. A lightning strike on the 4th of July, turning the Seldon's family celebration into a nightmare.
We went to go get some fireworks. I was gone for 5 minutes. And my wife called me screaming 5 minutes later, saying that the house was on fire.
It happened on West Bird's Nest Drive in Beverly Hills around 9:30 that night. Firefighters say the fire started in the garage near the family's solar panels and spread fast, leaving the home a total loss.
I pulled up behind us here and just still could not believe what I was seeing.
Returning home today, Trevor and his family boarding up their home and trying to salvage what they can.
In every window I look in before we board it up, I've taken a moment to pause and just be thankful that, you know, of course, my family all got out of the home. We did lose some beloved pets.
And still, in the middle of what was lost, something unexpected was found.
We had Bibles in a couple spots in the house. There's an office room here where we had the kids' schoolroom there. We had them on the nightstand up in bedrooms and whatnot, and they were all, for the most part, intact.
Amid the charred walls and silence, he says it's a simple reminder that faith was still standing.
As difficult a situation this is, God still shines through it.
And Citrus Fire Crew says it took them nearly 2 hours to put out the flames here. The family says they are still grateful. In the meantime, they are staying with relatives temporarily and are, again, grateful that everyone has reached out. Reporting live in Citrus County, I'm Georgia MacArthur, 8 on your side.
Well, the Largo neighborhood that was devastated by that EF1 tornado has now officially been declared a disaster area. Now, that opens possibilities for people impacted by that tornado to apply for some help.
Yeah, the tornado ripped through the Ranchero community and surrounding areas 2 weeks ago, and people are still trying to recover. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson was there in the immediate aftermath of the storm and has the help available now for the community.
When I first met Lori Johnson, her home had just been ripped apart by a tornado.
The ceiling is falling in my living room. In my spare bedroom, I can see the sky.
At that time, she was understandably in shock. Now, 2 weeks later, she is still dealing with problems.
Still putting the pieces together of my life.
Her home is still unlivable, and her first priority is dealing with that.
Emptying out my house, trying to get everything out. I finally got it to stop pouring in every time it rained. It was still pouring in my living room. just as if you were outside.
But she's also dealing with insurance problems.
I gotta wait till I hear from the insurance.
Now, the city of Largo says the U.S. Small Business Administration has officially declared the storm a qualifying federal disaster, opening the door to financial relief through low-interest disaster loans. Johnson says she hopes it will help.
I mean, it can't hurt. I know people that live in here have been working trying to get it declared a disaster.
That was Jeff Patterson reporting. The Small Business Administration will be setting up a disaster loan outreach center at the Largo Public Library. They open tomorrow and will have hours available through Saturday to help people navigate that process.
Thank you, Melissa. There are growing concerns tonight about artificial intelligence following reports someone used AI to impersonate U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in an effort to reach out to multiple national and foreign officials. News Channel 8's Victoria Lucas spoke to cybersecurity experts about the possible implications. She joins us now live in downtown Tampa with that story. Victoria.
Jen, good evening to you. Experts say it only takes AI 1 minute to impersonate someone's voice. It's why they're fooling these top government officials. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has progressed rapidly over the years, assisting drivers on the road and even powering personal assistants in our homes and phones. It has also raised concerns.
In the past few years, there's been a very common scam with the AI voice impersonations, which are getting increasingly sophisticated.
One might also add alarming. The U.S. Department of State sending out a warning to U.S. diplomats after discovering an imposter posing as U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and attempted to reach out to at least 3 foreign ministers, a U.S. senator, and U.S. governor. Paul Wiegartner, retired supervisory FBI agent, explaining why officials are on high alert.
The implications are frightening. You look at it in a national security context. You could impersonate a general and order an airstrike on something.
Associate Professor John Liccato of USF is an AI and natural language processing researcher and adds, creating an impersonation isn't difficult, but rather simple.
If you have a sample of someone speaking, all you need is about 60 seconds, and you can find enough of the patterns so that an AI can replicate that sound.
So how do you know if you're on the phone with an imposter? Liccato says to have a secret code with your close loved ones.
If you get a call from your grandson and they say, I'm in trouble, I need money, right? You can ask them, all right, what's the password, right? What's the thing that only you and I know that we've previously agreed on?
And experts add AI is only getting more realistic, so security measures need to catch up just as fast as technology is advancing. Live in downtown Tampa, Victoria Lucas, 8 on your side.
Starting today, federal aid is available for families impacted by the tornado that touched down in Largo.
The Small Business Administration is providing information at the Largo Public Library. And on your side's Beth Rousseau joining us live there with the assistance they are offering. Hey, Beth.
Hey, good morning. This is going to be hugely helpful to families who are still dealing with the impacts and damage from that tornado that touched down here in Largo. So they can come to the Largo Public Library, like you mentioned today, get some assistance and see how much federal aid they can get their hands on. These are the terrifying moments when an EF1 tornado tore through Largo. The immediate aftermath was overwhelming and emotional for families in the Ranchero Village neighborhood.
This can't happen to me because I survived 3 hurricanes with no damage. To wipe it out with a tornado that came out of nowhere.
Lori Johnson's home is still unlivable 2 weeks later.
Emptying out my house, trying to get everything out. I finally got it to stop pouring in every time it rained. It was still pouring in my living room. Just as if you were outside.
Now the Small Business Administration has declared the community a qualifying disaster area. Primarily, this means low-interest loans are available to families and business owners dealing with damage.
I mean, it can't hurt. I know people that live in here have been working trying to get it declared a disaster.
Homeowners are eligible for up to $100,000 to replace or repair personal property and up to $500,000 to replace or repair their residence. Johnson is hoping this helps as many struggle with insurance issues.
I know my adjuster said she's got 18 claims, just like mine, sitting there waiting for approval, and that's only one adjuster, so I can't imagine how slammed they are.
So back out here live at the Largo Public Library, members of the Small Business Administration, they're going to be here today starting at 11 until 6 p.m. to help walk these folks through this process. We have the hours that they're going to be here for the rest of the week posted for you on the WFLA app.